Hey folks, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Monday. Happy Monday. It's September 25th. Also hope you had a great weekend. In this video, we're going to be discussing a big week ahead. I just did a live stream, but wanted to come on and do a shorter video. Before we get to it though, make sure to smash the like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps support me in the channel. Doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future live streams when I post a new video. This is definitely a must-watch video and a big week ahead for the MJ industry, and we're going to be talking about what to be looking for here this week, and the possibility of a government shutdown that could cause a little bit of fear and panic in the market, and could create a little bit more of a sell-off, but could give us monthly higher lows on a lot of charts that we're looking for monthly trend changes. So before we jump to it, make sure to go over to X, which is previously Twitter, and give Pow Group a follow. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. Again, the handle for that is @GroupPow. Also, make sure to check out powmerch.ca. I had over 20 orders so far, so I really do appreciate all the support. I love each and every one of you who supported me along the way. It's been a journey, and looking forward to continuing this journey with each and every one of you. I'll be making videos until the day I die and supporting this amazing industry, medicine of the future. Hands down, best industry on the planet and best plant on the planet. So this is the video, the live stream that I just did. It was over 51 minutes, so I did want to just come on and do a shorter version, but I highly encourage you to check this out. It was a live stream. I talk about big week ahead, over 800 banks filed to allow MJ businesses as per FinCEN report. And then I go over just a lot of ticker requests. I do an update on the MJ industry as well. I looked at the US names, Canadian names, and then we jumped into the chat at the end as well. So highly encourage you to check that out for a more elaborate version. I also showed some information about a government shutdown, how that could impact the MJ industry here into the beginning part of October, how October historically isn't a great month for the for the stock market. So MJ could potentially see some headwinds as well, but like I said, that would just give us our monthly higher low and higher high potentially. So we would be forming the monthly higher low with just under 4 days left in this month. Also posted on the community page. So if you're not familiar with the tabs, I highly encourage you to check these out. You have the store tab there as well, or you can go to powmerch.ca, or you can go to the community page, and this is where I post a lot of the raw footage. And also just did a interview with political director Morgan Fox at Normal, which is a nonprofit that lobbies the U.S. government, and they're working to reform MJ laws in the U.S. and internationally as well. They have some different international chapters. But I just picked up 3 of these. I couldn't decide, so I got all 3. I got the Funk Master, I got the Gnarlberry, and then I got the Tropic Thunder. It's the new Shred Darts, and you can see here they have the old filter, but they're cheap as well, only $16, and then 5% sales tax, so it came to like $18. And they're the Redicant Reddy's competitor, but imitation is the highest form of flattery. They have a hemp paper, but the quality just isn't as good. It wasn't rolled as good, but I'll try these later on today, and I'll keep everybody posted. That's a product from Organigram. And then today was the annual general and special meeting for shareholders of Canopy Growth Corporation. So that was held today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, September 25th. So as part of the proposals, one was the share consolidation, so the reverse split, up to 15-to-1 reverse split. So again, if that vote, we should get the results for that later on today, if not tomorrow. Even if it's approved, doesn't mean it's going to happen. They still have until mid-January to regain compliance. They could get a 180-day extension, and they could easily just organically get above $1 again for 10 consecutive days. On Wednesday last week, that was the 8th day in a row, but they failed to close above $1, so now the timer's reset. So again, it's very possible that they could reverse split. I don't think it's the end of the world. Tons of people were calling for bankruptcy and share price of $0. Anybody who believed that was just out to lunch. They filed for creditor protection for their BioSteel business, so they're going to be potentially liquidating that. They still have stores in Bickle. They still have a ton of other brands and segments in their business and different facilities and assets and U.S. assets, deal to acquire acreage upon full-blown federal legalization, and they're sitting on over $400 million in cash. So anybody who thought they were going anywhere anytime soon, belly up, clearly had an IQ of negative something. But yeah, this company isn't going anywhere for a long time. But I would argue that it's more than likely going to swim and won't sink. But again, there's no guarantee. The only guarantee is there's no guarantees, and this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'll never tell you to buy, sell, or hold, and you should never buy or sell anything based on anything I say or write. But here's some news that came out today as well. Over 800 banks filed to allow MJ businesses, FinCEN reports. The U.S. Department of Treasury is getting hundreds more requests from banking institutions to work with MJ businesses. And then Normal also reported there's a spike in the number of banking institutions that are filing to work with MJ businesses as the fear of repercussions subside. So when we get rescheduling news, potentially to Schedule 3 from Schedule 1, that's going to increase the amount of just engagement from different companies and things like that, right? Because they're no longer, there's fiduciary responsibility. There could be lawsuits and litigation. So again, they could face, repercussions if they decide to work with these businesses. And you can go over to the live tab here as well, and there's the interview with Normal. So like I said, they quoted that in that article, and I just did a interview with Normal and Morgan Fox, the political director, so you can check that out. A little bit of negativity there from his side, but you got to remember he's dealing with dinosaurs and in the Mitch McConnells of the world that should just retire yesterday, and let somebody that has a little bit more progressive stance come in and realistic, not stuck in the 60s and the 70s and prohibition state, because yeah, that guy's just out to lunch, needs to retire, and wish him all the best. But you do not support the MJ industry, so I do not support you. And I'm from Canada, so I'm not getting political. I could care less. I just want what's best for the MJ industry. But it's not just 800 banks. It's not just a couple countries. It's not just a couple companies. Apple also secretly joined Amazon in advancing commercial MJ reform as well. Now we got over 800 banks. We've got Apple. We have got Uber partnering with Leafly to deliver MJ to British Columbians. So you got Uber, some of the biggest tech companies in the world getting, backing it. And then we also had an MJ Moment article here. National Conference of State Legislatures urges Senate to pass MJ banking bill as much needed solution to the industry challenges. This came just about an hour ago or so. But like I said, we have a huge week ahead. And then Safer Banking Act is scheduled. So Brown announced that the Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee will mark up the Safer Banking Act on Wednesday, September 27th, 2023 at 9:30 a.m. And I believe that's Eastern time. So again, coming up on Wednesday. So we have the votes from the share consolidation proposal of Canopy over the next day or two. We should get that. Then we have the Safer Banking Act on the 27th. And then we also have the Benzinga Capital Conference returning in Chicago in September 27th and 28th. So interesting timing there, which should coincide nicely with a potential pump. But again, if Safer doesn't, play out the way we expect, could be a little bit of downside there. But like I said, would expect, some downside potentially in October. We could see a government shutdown. They could use that narrative to create a bit of a sell-off. But in my opinion, that would just give us nice monthly higher lows and a chance to enter again as we look to confirm monthly uptrends in the MJ sector. But expecting a little bit more pain ahead for the MJ sector as we look for these major catalysts this week. Like I said, we got a big week ahead, and all eyes will be on Safer, and we could see, DEA come back with a recommendation following up on HHS's recommendation of Schedule 3. That could happen. Who knows? It could happen over the next month or two. Realistically, could happen any day. Morgan Fox in that interview thought that it would be a long time. Basically, they were against moving it away from Schedule 1 not too long ago, but he said, basically be a miracle. But I think it's, when most people think it's not even going to happen, just because he works in Congress and deals with lawmakers all the time doesn't mean that he has a crystal ball either. And I don't either, but the charts are saying that we could see massive moves into the end of the year. And I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we did get a sign off from DEA on that over the next couple of months. But like I said, a little bit more short-term pain, I think, for the MJ industry and potentially the broader market looming with a government shutdown looming. That could be a nice narrative to create one more sell-off and then an end-of-year rally, I think, for the broader market and MJ as a whole. But let me know what you think of this. Obviously, huge week ahead. Let me know what you think of the Safer Banking Act. You think we're going to get a positive outcome, negative reaction to that? Like I said, we've been let down tons and tons of times. It's passed the House, how many times, and it fails and installs in the Senate. So one of these times, we're going to get the information and the news that we want. And, they can only kick the can down the road for so long. So let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. We'll continue the conversation there. Always love hearing from you. It's Rod with Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we shall see you on the next video. Big week ahead. I'll be covering it. Stay tuned, but have a great night. We'll see you on the next video.